you are losing your vision and you're scared / worried / frightened about everything that it might entail, I'm blind, so grab a cup of tea and let's chat disability. And welcome back to my channel. I thought today we would chat through the indicators of whether you are losing your vision and tips that I think are useful that when I lost my eyesight I would have wanted to know. But before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick note to say Jessica Kellgren-fozard has a lovely video, So You Losing Your Hearing, and it sort of gave me the idea to do So You're Losing Your Eyesight. So I will link it as a card on the screen right now. Go check her video out. 7 years ago I lost my eyesight in 2013. So I know what it's like to lose vision, how my vision left me when my retina detached. Now I have no real usable vision, just a few tiny blurry blobs nowadays. Not that I said to my father-in-law that he was a blob. Sorry Nick, still love ya. After many hospital trips, probably over 50 to 100 in my time, the doctors concluded that they couldn't restore my vision, and now I go for yearly checkups just to check the health of the back of the eye, to just make sure that it's not going to implode. No, Mr. Taxi Driver, no matter how many times you try to hand me your glasses, tell me to go to Specsavers and eat carrots, I am blind. If, like 16-year-old little Lucy, you are sitting half a metre away from a 60-inch television screen, you're squinting at everything, everything's blurry, you might be getting double vision. Are you getting really different floaters in your eye? Are you tripping over things? You're not seeing things like you used to? Are you printing out everything with 72 Arial bold font? I think these are a lot of indicators to say you are losing your vision like I was. This is my first blind girl tip. Be kind to yourself. This is a really scary time. You might feel really alone with your disability, but please remember you are not, and it's not going to stay scary forever. When I was a really young girl, I used to get quite a lot of visual disturbances, and I used to think about these quite a lot at night time. It was when everything was dark and I was just alone with my eyes, and because I have quite a lot of flashing lights, I used to need something to distract me at night time, so I would put on an audiobook. I would listen to Stephen Fry reading Harry Potter. It was really, really soothing. It would give me quite a lot of comfort. I would listen to my favourite band. At that time it was The Script. I loved that. I knew every single word to break even. I was rocking it. And also I would recommend that I do more nowadays, but I would have loved it if I had an Alexa back then. On my Alexa I put on rain sounds, which is just really soothing and zen. Just be kind to yourself. Get in the bath, get a bath bomb, take some time. Talk about your feelings. Get someone that you really trust in your life. I went to my mom, or you could go to your partner, who I also chatted to. I chatted to Ollie a lot at that time. Sister, best friend. And if you don't want to talk and it's just a bit too raw and everything's just going on and you don't feel like people really understand and it's all just so overwhelming for you, I personally would write a diary. I think this is a really good to compartmentalise your feelings and just feel like you're chatting to yourself. You can be one with the page and the words. Maybe you could learn Braille that way, so you're getting at your feelings at the same time. Or even you could get a dictaphone. I did in the early days when I didn't know Braille. I sat and dictated how I felt about everything. I was in a state of shock for several months after I went blind. I was a bit of a zombie. I was walking around the house. I didn't have anything labelled. I didn't want to accept it. I was like, well, I'm not blind. I don't care. You are not telling me that I'm blind. I know that it's happened, but I don't care. I was on my exercise bike You can have a few mental health problems if you go blind or you lose your vision, but it doesn't have to define you. I did a lot of exercise with my guide runner. Yay! British Blind Sport. I went on there and put your postcode in, get a guide runner to make yourself feel a bit better. As I said, write a diary. Get the support that you need. I will link some resources in the description. Find charities that you like and get some resources that really help you. This is what I did when I was feeling a bit better. Maybe like 3 or 4 months in, I was starting to be like, oh, how can I label things? And I don't just want to sit in bed. Let's get out there. Let's be Lucy again. Let's not be defined by this. Make a Twitter account. Follow loads of people online who do blind content, blind blogs. Like this YouTube channel, you probably typed in blind and found me. There are so many other lovely bloggers. Try and get out and about. It makes you feel so much better to just get out in the open, feel free. Maybe start using a cane if you feel ready. Maybe apply for a guide dog. These things and mobility aids really, really do help when you're out and about. I go to the shop completely independently with my lovely little guide doggy, girly Olga, and she helps me get out and about, buy a loaf of bread if we're out, all that good stuff. And it's about building up your confidence with these things. Uber's accessible. If you have an Apple iPhone, you can turn voiceover on, get it up. There are so many things. The world is your oyster. Don't believe because you're blind your life is over. It is not. The mobility services will come, help you in your local area, come and help you plan a route, and then you can maybe start with 1 route and then you get 2 and 3 and 4, and then before you know it, you'll be in a taxi driving it yourself. No, I probably wouldn't do that. Don't do that. You can't drive, but just like me. But you can get in an Uber, which is amazing. Let me know if the resources are useful. Write down in the comments below your tips and tricks if you aren't newly blind, so you can help people who watch this video just really understand themselves a bit more and really delve deep into the sight loss community if they are ready to. Be unapologetically yourself. I am now unapologetically Lucy. We don't have to be like everyone else. It's actually cooler that we have something about us to talk about. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I can just be Lucy, you know, but that has taken a few years to get to the point where I can just be like, oh, I don't care if I'll whack someone with my cane in the street at the end of the day. I've got to get to my meeting. Who cares if people stare? And sometimes I still don't feel like, you know, when I'm having a really bad blind day, I don't feel like being blind. Like today, I sat down and I was like, oh, I really just don't want to be blind today. And you have those days, but I think the great point comes when you can say to yourself, well, I'm having more happy blind days than sad blind days, and I think that's where I'm at the moment. It is really overwhelming because you are trying to assess people around you with just their tone of voice, and there's no facial expressions anymore. So that is really difficult, but what I would say, it does get better. You get the confidence to clarify with people a lot more, and you don't put yourself in those situations that you might have done when you first went blind. I mean, I don't go to very loud rooms all that often anymore because I just feel deaf-blind. If I'm going next to a speaker in a club, it's not that nice for me, so I just don't put myself in those situations. Not saying that I don't club from time to time. I love going out with my friends, but I just need to be in the mood for it. In the beginning, I did feel as if I was a burden, and this is just not the case at all. Everyone out there has dependence on other humans for all sorts of things. Like in the workplace, you know, you depend on your colleagues to get a job done, and you just need a tiny bit more help, maybe in the shop from someone to get a bottle off the shelf. And what is wrong with that? That is their job, they're there to do it, and you shouldn't feel like you're not worthy of that help, because you are, and you are beautiful. it's overwhelming because you are relying on all of your other senses a lot more. You know, you're processing the world around you, so your brain is probably working overtime. I know mine does sometimes, and you just feel like you've got a constant headache, and that is obviously something to battle along with all of this. So there will be days where you just like, oh, I just want to stay in bed in the early stages, and that's okay. And even now, some days I just feel like the world is too overloading. I've got so much work on, I've got such a bad headache, I need to take some strong painkillers and go to bed. And that is fine. That is a part of me now. I've accepted that. I do find things a bit more challenging because listening to JAWS or a screen reader on my laptop is a bit more to comprehend than just looking at it. When I actually lived in London, I started to feel as if people, when they were walking past me, because it was always really, really busy, that they were closer to me than they actually were, because obviously I was going to work and really, really concentrating at set times in the day and coming out and walking back home from work. I think I'd just have complete mental overload and exhaustion. Don't apologise for bumping into someone because you didn't see them. And if it's in a busy environment, you might need 2 or 3 or even 70 walks around your local area before you are okay with going into town and tackling some people. Don't feel as if because you've got your cane or your guide dog and you're looking at your iPhone doesn't mean that you're not valid. A lot of people are like, oh, well, why are you doing that? You're blind. Not everyone who is blind and registered blind has complete and total vision loss. There's a spectrum from visual impairment to registered blind to completely blind. People with no usable vision like myself and light perception. I'm probably on the worst end of blindness. There's people with all sorts of conditions, tunnel vision, people with retinitis pigmentosa, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, cataracts. You are going through your own journey, and don't feel afraid to zoom in on your iPhone or whatever device you're holding and hold that cane. Do it with pride. Plan ahead. If you are travelling somewhere and you're blind, usually on the train for me, they want 24, 48 hours notice to have sighted assistance. Now for me, this is a tiny bit annoying because I do go places sort of last minute sometimes. I'm like, ugh. It can be hard when travelling with a disability, so if you're in America or in a different country, please let me know down below what your travel experiences are. You will find lovely people that are just going the same way as you, or a bus driver that you can ask at the front of the bus to tell you where to get off. You can maybe befriend someone on the train. You know, there's all sorts of different scenarios, and don't be afraid to speak up. All else fails, no one's there, ring your fiance on FaceTime, or your mum, or anyone who is out and about maybe at the same time as you. Tip 6, use tech to your advantage. Technology is the best, and this is the best time to be blind in the 21st century in my opinion. There are so many apps coming out. I've just done a video on pregnancy and reading a pregnancy test when you're blind, so linked in the cards here and somewhere on the screen. Aira, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it because Siri is a bit weird pronouncing it, but I know that Joy Ross, who is a lovely other blind YouTuber on this platform, uses Aira. There's talking scales that you can weigh kitchen ingredients on, and I've also got talking scales in my bathroom to weigh myself. There's Tactimark, that is a little gel basically that you can write onto maybe your cooker or your dishwasher to tell you where to put the dial. There's a liquid level indicator that you can use that you basically is a little device that you put at the top of your cup, and it beeps when you're pouring a bit too much water or liquid in your glass, which is really cool. There is also so many resources out there like the Blind Beauty Guide that I have written. out now on Amazon Kindle that helps you apply your makeup when you're blind, which is so cool. I'm so excited to have released it. So link below. Also, there's so many screen readers out there, which is basically a ability to use your laptop or your computer through voice. What I would say is that there's quite a lot of resources out there, web pages to help you with all these JAWS commands, and maybe we can even get a discussion in the comments going whether we use JAWS or Macs. I always enjoy this discussion, Windows versus Apple. It's always a big debate in my house. I think we're swinging more on the Apple side, guys. Put on an amazing Netflix original series. They are so great for audio description. They are my go-to if I just want to whack on Stranger Things. I'm there with my popcorn, maxing, relaxing, in front of the telly, and yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you got to this point, it's probably really long and you've listened to me babble for a while, but I do hope that all of these resources really do help you get to grips with your vision loss, and I just wish you all the very best. I know you can do this. You're a confident, amazing, independent person, and if you feel really rubbish right now, it doesn't mean you always will feel rubbish, because I have been there. And I am your little blind friend who is only 5 foot. Through the screen, I'm wishing you lots of luck and hugs in your vision loss journey. Your life is not over. And yeah, thanks for clicking on the video again, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Comment below, tell me what you're doing, what aids work for you, and I will see you next week for a new video. Bye!